There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. So, for those of you who are joining after the club, and if any of you want to do the replay later on, I am going to provide a Spotify link. It will be in the YouTube link, it'll also be in the email. So, if you wanted to put music on for today's class and balance it with my voice, you can do that to add a little happy music to your flow. Because sometimes music on a Sunday can be really nice. Music on any day, let's be honest. Okay, today we are going to start laying down. A couple options, as always. I don't know why on Sundays I love starting in Shavasana. So, option one, you can start in Shavasana. Option two, take your feet wide, knees together in recovery pose. And then either hands up above your head with the palms or the back of your hands relaxing down on the ground, or hands down by your sides, or maybe hands on your body, right? Something that feels good and nurturing for your body. And take a little time to set up. So if you need to grab any props, remember anything in your house can be a prop if you want it to be. And then once you've settled in, bring your focus to the points of your body that are connected to the ground. So think about that again. Really go inward, right? Turn into your physical body and ask yourself which points are connected and feel truly grounded into the mat. And you might notice as you do this, you feel the need to kind of shift or place your body in a different area. By all means, do that until you feel a little bit more heavy and grounded. Take a deep breath in and a gentle sigh out the mouth. Another deep breath in. Feel your abdomen expand towards the ceiling. And again, gentle sigh out, releasing tension as you sigh. Last time, inhale. How much can you expand your diaphragm? And then a gentle sigh. Close your mouth. And once your mouth is closed, wiggle your jaw side to side. Come to stillness. And then bring your awareness back to the points of your body that are connected to the ground. Can you envision those points becoming heavier, becoming more connected? Inhale slow on my count. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take an extra sip of air, hold at the top. Just a brief retention. And then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, empty lungs, hold. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hold. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, empty lungs. Hold here, hold here. Try and relax. And then inhale at your own pace. If you know Ujjayi breath, you can begin to constrict the back of your throat. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just a kind of throat constriction that sounds a bit like you're fogging a mirror, kind of that same, but with your mouth closed. And what this does is it stimulates the nerve in the back of our throat and actually slows down our heart rate as we move. So that's why I try to encourage this closed mouth breath for the majority class with moments of these open mouth exhales to release tension. So take 4 cycles of your rhythm of breath. And if your mind wanders, bring it back to that rhythm. After 4 breaths, continue the wave, but bring your awareness back to those points on the mat that are connected to the ground. And for a brief moment, envision yourself growing roots, actual roots down from the points that are pressed into the mat. And not pulling you downward, but securing you downward, making you feel stable, making you feel connected. And even if there are multiple floors or a lot of space between you and Mother Earth, envision those roots weaving themselves down through the floor, through cement, all the way until they connect down into the ground. Now, the thickest of these roots is coming from the low back, the back of the head, and the shoulders. So imagine those points are really grounded down, like a big oak tree. And then if you are in Shavasana, start to move your feet, wake up your legs, and then eventually meet everyone else in a recovery pose with your feet wide, knees together. If your hands are above your head or on your body, reawaken your fingers and then bring your arms down by your sides. We'll all flip our palms down to the ground. So knees are together, recovery pose, but the palms are flipped. And again, maybe for this brief moment, you can envision roots growing down through all 10 fingers, securing them exactly where they are before we start to move. Take a breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, eyes still closed, draw one knee in towards your chest and then the other knee. So essentially, you're trying to draw the knees as tight in as you can towards your collarbones, towards the side of your body. Feel the hip flexors engage and then point your toes. So remember, our roots are heavy in the low back, the back of the head, the shoulders, really pulling us down. So these are the points of the body I want to stay on the mat and stay connected as we move through this next sequence. Inhale, start to straighten your legs any amount, but try not to move your knees. So ideally, the feet, instead of going towards the ceiling, might start to try and point up over your head. If you're like, no, I'm going to keep my knees bent, that's fine. Just focus on those points of connection. Take one more breath in with your legs as straight or as bent as you like. And then exhale, bend the knees, draw the knees back into the chest. Inhale, straighten, point the feet. If you don't point a lot, you might find you get little baby cramps in the underside of your feet. That's fine. Try to breathe through them. Exhale, knees back into your chest. One more time. Inhale, reach and point. Feel the back of your legs start to fire up and engage. Maybe if your legs are straight, exhale, pull the feet back in, knees in towards the chest. Now left knee stays in, reach the right foot towards the ceiling. And this time, can you point the toe directly up towards the ceiling? So your right leg is straight, toes pointed. If you have to open your eyes and glance at me at this point, that's totally fine. Take one more breath here. Remember what's glued down to the mat: low back, head, shoulders. So keep the low back on the mat and then straighten the right leg as you point it in front of you and take it long. And once your low back starts to rise, I'd like you to stop. So hold here, breath in. Your core is definitely helping here, breath out. Inhale, reach the leg back up, point. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. Inhale the left leg high. This time the foot points directly up towards the ceiling. Exhale, glue the low back down to the mat, shoulders and head, and then start to straighten that leg forward. And once the low back begins to lift, we stop. Keeping that connection to the core. This idea of that root, right? From your root center, your sacral center, all the way down to the ground. Inhale, reach the foot high. Exhale, both knees into the chest. Breath in. Exhale, plant your feet down onto the mat. Hip width distance apart, we're prepping for bridge pose. So the low back will now lift, but envision the root from the back of the head. The shoulders will stay on the mat in this version of bridge. Press all 10 fingers down, inhale, lift the hips high, keep the shoulders glued down, head glued down, squeeze through the glutes. Push into the heel, the big toe, and then feel even your hamstrings start to help you lift. Breath in. Hold here, breath out. Another breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bring both knees into the chest. Exhale, take your knees to 90 degrees, toes pointed. Widen your arms out to the side like a T so you're feeling supported, right? We're still grounded down. Breath in. As you exhale, take your knees over to the left side to hover. So your core is supporting you here, not all the way down to the ground. Inhale up to center. Exhale, knees over to the right. You might find your low back cracks like mine. Inhale to center. The idea, remember, our shoulders aren't moving. Exhale, left. Your shoulders should be down on the mat, however far you take it. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. This spinal twist with the core. Inhale up. Last time, exhale over to the left and hold. Feel what muscles you need to feel engaged, or have engaged, I should say. Feel engaged, have engaged in your trunk. And you might notice once you start trying to fire those side muscles, you feel more supported. 2, 1, inhale to center. Exhale over right side, and now we'll hold here. Notice, can you push more into your right hand to support you as you hold the twist? 2, 1, inhale up. Exhale, both feet down to the mat, hip width distance apart. Hands come back by your sides. Inhale, lift up, bridge pose, round 2. Now, in this round of bridge, let's try to get a little higher. But then once you're up in bridge, can you try and push your feet towards, let's see, how would I say this? Push your feet towards the bottom of the mat. There we go. So as you do that, your feet aren't going to move, but I want you to feel how that changes the engagement. Breath in. Exhale, lower down, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale. All right, now we're putting it all together. You might be like, what are we putting together, Madison? What we just did. So inhale, lift the hips up. Option 1 is to stay here in bridge pose. Option 2, draw the right knee in towards your chest. Yes. Inhale, point the toe towards the ceiling, squeeze and lift, hold your bridge. Relax your face, strong in that left leg. How high can you reach the right toe for 3, 4, 2, and 1. Right foot comes down next to left. Recalibrate, keep your bridge up if you can, or if you need a break, you can come down and then pop back up. Then let's go left leg, knee or left knee into the chest. Inhale towards the sky. Now, point, see how high you can reach the left toe up. Push into the right heel, engage through the hamstring, squeeze the glutes. You can do it. Hold, lift, hold, left. 3, 2, and 1. Bridge pose, keep the butt high. Exhale, release the hips down to the ground. See? You did it. Breath in. You might be like, Madison, I didn't do all of it because I can't see. I bet you did. I bet you tried. That's all that matters. Breath out. Continuing to build. Here we go. Inhale, lift the hips up. Squeeze. Exhale, hold here. Inhale, right knee into the chest. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, point the leg. Inhale. Exhale, now reach that foot forward until the thighs are parallel. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift. Exhale. This is hard, guys. Inhale, lift. Exhale, points. Inhale, lift. Exhale, both feet together, bridge pose. Again, an option to come down and rest or option to keep the hips high. Totally up to you. Resting is always an option no matter what we do. Let's draw the left knee into the chest as you breathe in. Then straighten. Exhale. Inhale, point. Thighs come parallel. Exhale, up. Inhale, point. Lift the glutes. Exhale, up. Last time. Inhale, point forward, thighs parallel. Exhale, up. Lift, lift. Replace. Hold your bridge pose, and then exhale, hips come down. Whew. That was a lot of work, huh? All right, both knees in towards the chest. Take them to about 90 degrees, and then bring your hands to the top of the knees, and let's make circles on the low back. So you can just kind of guide your knees into a circle in one direction, and then the other direction. Exploring, giving ourselves a nice little self low back massage. Draw the knees back in, and then let's go for happy baby. So it's early on. We haven't done any super hip openings, so be gentle with yourself. For your happy baby, reach your hands for the outsides of your feet and pull your knees to the outside of your shoulder. I see in my public classes that happy baby actually can have some confusion. People tend to want to bring the knees on the inside, which is weird. It's get more hip opening if you bring the knees to the outside and then pull down and in. Okay, close your eyes once you're in your happy baby. Come to stillness. Remember that root at the low back. Envision that once again. Drawing all the way down through the ground. Maybe tangling with the roots of other trees, other people. And today you might have noticed we're going to work a lot with this idea of grounding and feeling grounded, right? Which for a lot of us can be so hard because we're constantly going. So the goal today is truly just to feel stable, to feel strong, and most importantly, to slow down an active mind. Breath in and a breath out. Draw the knees back into the chest, and now you can reach behind the thighs. Let's take 5 of our favorite rock and rolls. And maybe every rock and roll gets a little bigger. Until eventually we come up to a comfortable seat. Great work. Okay, come to a seat. Legs are going to be out in front of you. Take mildly wide feet right now. And we are pointing today, right? I'm normally a flexed foot kind of gal, but today we're going to point because we should do both. So point your toes. If you have a lot of trouble sitting up, reach the hands under the glutes, connect the sits bones, then maybe you walk your hands back slightly. I'm going to try not to hit my head on the table. I'm going to move over this way just in case. All right. So once you're connected, lean back, you're on the beach. Inhale, lift your right foot up. Exhale to center. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale to center. I'm not sure if my Zoom has mirroring on or not, so if I'm doing the wrong side, I apologize. Shoulders come back. Inhale, lift your right foot up. Release. Inhale, left foot up. Over. Release. Easy peasy, right? Flex through the feet. And then maybe we close the angle. So if you find this very easy, this is our quad warm up. We're going to be working a lot with straight pointed legs today. So I want you to really focus on warming up the quad in order to get us there, right? So when you close the angle, it becomes more difficult. Point the toe, turn over to the right side. So find that space, and then you might need to bring your hands wide like this. Take a breath in, and then lift. I want your foot to barely lift. Look at how mine's barely off the ground. It's horrible. Slowly bring it to center and release. You should feel this immediately in your quad. If you don't, close the angle. Opposite side. Let's take a look at my hands. Don't worry, you'll have a chance to do this again. Breath in, brace, lift, squeeze, and to center. So that side was a little bit too easier for me. So I'm going to close the angle once again. Here we go. Point the feet, hands out to the sides. Inhale. Hold your breath, lift your right foot up. Now very slowly, slower, 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 slower. You can go slower and release. Okay, left foot, lift, slow, 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 slow. And release. Inhale, flex your feet, reach your hands high, and fold forward any amount. Bit early on, for me, I'd like to take a heart forward. If you would like to round through the spine, by all means, round. Choose what feels best in your body. And then come back to your wave of breath after we did brief holds. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift yourself up. And then lean back. We're coming to a tabletop, but in order to get there, first, lift your right foot up. Lift, bring it all the way over to your left foot. Great. Now start to lean forward, plant your hands, round onto your knees, come to tabletop, right? Just being mindful about how we're getting to different places. Once you're in tabletop, let's celebrate with just a standard cat and cow. Drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high, cow pose. Exhale, round, cat. Inhale, drop the belly, shoulders back, look high, cow. Exhale, round, cat. One more time, cow pose, belly drop, shoulders back, and hold here briefly for a moment. So we're holding in our cow pose. You can either look at your third eye or have your eyes closed. Press into the tops of your feet. Even though you're dipping in the low back, pull the core in and then push your hands away from you on the mat just to get a little bit more engaged. Breath in. Exhale, round through the spine, cat pose, and I want you to envision a black Halloween cat that's you right now. So how round can you get in the upper spine? How much can you tuck your tailbone? And then once again, press into the tops of the feet, push the hands away from you on the mat. Feel your upper back, like between your scapulas, start to actually spread open towards the sky. Breath in. Exhale, back to tabletop, breath out. Inhale, walk your hands forward, one hand print, then lean forward, hug the elbows in, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Now here, lift your hands up, hug the elbows together. Try to straighten your arms out behind you. Face your palms towards the sky. Press into the tops of the feet. So if your feet are up off the mat, glue them back down. Lift a little higher. A little higher. Reach the arms, 2, 1. Exhale, lower down. Forehead to the mat. Shoulders fall forward. Walk your hands by your sides like you're going to press up into a push-up, and we'll do that one more time. So first, inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Hold here. Hug the elbows together, then lift the hands to hover. Now, inhale. As you exhale, try not to touch the fingertips to the ground and straighten the arms backwards. Lift them as high as you can towards the sky. Then your spine will follow suit. Roll the shoulders back. Press into the tops of the feet. 3, 4, 2, and 1. Lower everything down, shoulders slump forward. Breath in. And a breath out. Hands by your sides. Now we can curl the toes under. Push yourself up to tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog, hips high. Once in downward dog, take a generous bend in your knees and try to reach your chest towards your thighs. So if you look at me, you can see I'm kind of trying to bring my belly, my chest towards my thighs. And then from there, I'm going to just work on straightening the legs and the heels down towards the ground. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, generous bend. You walk yourself nice and slow to the top of the mat. Pull your belly button in as you do this, and then fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back. Bring your arms high, chair pose just briefly. So we're coming right to chair. And as you do this, close your eyes. Imagine roots growing from your big toe, your pinky toe, all your toes in the middle, and then eventually your heels. So we're really starting to root down as we rise up. 2, 1, breath in, come to standing. Exhale, hands by your sides. Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Press the hands. Exhale, hands through heart center, all the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose. So back to our chair, find your grounding. You're going to notice today's class is a little bit different because our purpose is slowing down and grounding. I'm not going to have as many of the rapid vinyasa movements. But what that means is we have more opportunities to envision our own stability, right? So in times of wiggling, in times of balancing, that's when you envision the roots, the stability, and you come to a single point of focus on your breath. That's where it's at. Breath in. Exhale, sit it deeper. Breath out. Inhale, squeeze the knees together if your legs are together. Exhale, come to standing, Tadasana. Shift your weight over into your left leg. I'm wondering, I'm gonna mirror. I feel like it's not mirroring you. Shift your weight into your left leg. Inhale, right knee into your chest. Hopefully this looks right now. Okay, so once you're there, point the toe, just like we've been doing before. See how high you can lift the knee. Imagine we're just on the ground, but you're doing it standing, right? Wiggling and wobbling is good. Just warming up the standing leg. Press strong through that left leg. 2, 1, and release. Perfect. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Inhale, left leg comes up, knee into the chest. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. How high can you get it? Then strong in the right leg. How straight can you make your right leg? 2, 1. Both feet together. Inhale, sweep the hands high, press the palms. Exhale, fold through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step yourself back to plank. So as I mentioned, not a ton of vinyasas today. What does that mean? We are going to move in the vinyasa direction just a little bit more mindfully than normal. So press your heels back, then walk your hands back to bring them in line, más o menos, more or less, with your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, hold. You can hang out and plank all day. Inhale, rock your weight forward. Take a look as I lean, right? Exhale, lower down, triceps in. 3, 2, don't beat me, and 1, all the way to the ground. Inhale up, baby cobra, lift the elbows. Exhale, straighten the arms back. Inhale, try to lift higher. Exhale, lower everything down to the ground. Then walk your hands by your sides, hug the elbows in, curl the toes under, press up plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, bend in the knees. Your option, I encourage you to tiptoe, but if you would love to hop, you can hop. I'm going to give you permission to hop today and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, press your hands, look high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breath in, breath out. Shift your weight into your right foot. Then draw your left knee up into your chest and take a big sweeping step all the way back to your warrior two. So first warrior two of the day, reach down, grab for your thighs and roll the thighs out. This external rotation of the thigh, right? Then sink it down, 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 and in, push into the outer edge of the back foot. Now that you're there, reach the hands high today and create a basket with your arms. You'll notice as you do this, your ribs might start to flare out and you have a back bend. So try to counteract that by pulling the ribs up and in. Okay, you can stay here and look really cool, or you can stay here, look really cool and work more by trying to pull your feet together. So as soon as you do that, you should feel the inside muscles start to fire up. And this is also prepping us for our later pose that you're going to work on. So as you do this, can you pull the feet together, push the right knee out to the side to make sure the knee isn't falling in. 3, 2, 1, back warrior two. Inhale, look forward. Maybe you toe heel the back foot slightly or bend and step forward, Tadasana. Breath in and a breath out. Inhale your right knee up into your chest. Left leg is nice and tall. And then we take one big sweeping step all the way back to warrior two. Reach the hands long to start, then bring them down to the thigh. Roll the thighs out, find that roll straight through the back leg, bend into the knee, sink it low. Then take opposite. So one way feels comfortable, one way feels weird. Take the weird way. Reconnect with the rib flare out, right? If your ribs are flaring out, pull them back in, sink down. Now try to pull the feet together while you widen the left knee out to the side. I don't know why guys, I feel like if I do this with you, it's going to make you do it harder. So please, for my sake, I'm out of breath. It's hot in here. I'm already sweaty. Pull your feet together. You can do it. Do it for me so I'm not alone. 3. Push the left knee out to the side a little bit more. 2. And 1. Reach the hands long. Inhale, look forward. Maybe you shorten your stance slightly. Then bend. Step. Tadasana. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Exhale, bring your hands back, heart center. This time, take a fist of your hands. Remember this lovely fist that I mean to do? So you can irradiate. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Left knee comes up. Inhale. Option to hold here or point and tell me how much you love me. Oh, yes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point. Try not to fall over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze, and sweep the foot through. Take a big step, just like we did before, all the way back. This time, the front leg will be blessedly straight, moving towards triangle pose. So bump the right hip back, hands come out, and then you tick-tock, 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 reach forward, then bring the hands down. Now notice, when I shifted the hands, I didn't immediately start rounding here and falling. What we want is we want the torso up. One long line, then reach the hand down to the inside of the ankle. Gaze can be high if you like. Now in this pose, try to push your feet away from each other. Maybe you close your eyes and envision these roots. But you know, the roots of a tree, yes, we think that they start at the ground, but really the strength of a tree isn't just in the roots, right? It's in the trunk that supports it, all the way up, this strong trunk. So pull your core in as you lift. 3, 2, push the feet away from each other. Don't forget. 1, slight bend in the knee. Inhale, lift up, straighten the front leg. Breath in. Exhale, take your hands back, make your fists turn forward, and then maybe bend, whoop, step. Great. Breath in. And a breath out. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Right knee comes up. Okay, remember, you've got your fists. Why am I making you do this? Because it's going to make this bad boy a little bit easier when we squeeze. Inhale, hold. Exhale, point. Oh my gosh. Inhale, lift. Try to straighten through the right leg. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hold. Oh my God, I'm going to fall over. Inhale, lift. You got it. You got it. Exhale, hold. One more breath. And then exhale, sweep through. Open the hips, step yourself all the way back to a triangle pose. So front leg is going to be straight. Now, reach the hands out to the sides. Bump the hip back, right hip comes back, then reach the fingers forward. Noticing, if you can look at the side of my torso, we're not rounding, right? We're reaching, and then the hand comes down without the rounding of the torso. Reach up. If it's comfortable, you can have this one small line as long, or you can come down and have one long line here as long as your chest faces towards the camera or the front of the room, whatever you want to envision. Now, last but not least, what do? Hopefully you said, push our feet away from each other, because that's what you do. So as you push, you should actually start to feel these muscles here fire up and support us a little bit more. Hold and breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Baby bend in the knee, then inhale, lift up, straighten the leg, turn, oh wait, let's take the fist just to prepare, because strength, balance, right? Turn forward, bend in the back knee, step yourself up, top of the mat, hands by your side, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Breath in, and maybe an open mouth exhale, breath out. So with your eyes closed, bring your awareness into your feet. Moving briefly through our toe cars. If you don't know what that means, you will soon. Push all 10 toes down into the ground. This is so hard with your eyes closed, so just do your best. Try to now only lift your big toe off the mat, but all the rest of the toes will stay down. Yep, I don't know if it's happening. If it is, you're killing it. Okay, now put the big toe down. So both big toes are down. Try to lift all of the other toes. Might be a little bit easier. That one's easier for me. Switch it back out. 8 toes down, 2 big toes up. Now big toes down, outside toes up. Perfect. Lift all 10 toes up. Place all 10 toes down. Now start to make small, your eyes should still be closed, small little circles with your torso, not to the point where you fall off balance, but envision the roots again, right? Envision this growth into the ground. And can you try and glue all 4 corners of your feet down as you make these little circles? 2, 1. Breath in. And out. Blink your eyes open. Step your feet wider, toes out, heels in, sit your butt back, yogi squat. So most of the time we like to be like, yeah, I'm in a yogi squat. I'm killing it. Women in general, we tend to have more open hips. If you're not a woman with open hips and you're like, Madison, I'm not doing that. That's great, because we're all actually going to meet everybody up here. So this is a part yogi squat. Take a look at my low abdomen, low butt. It's probably my low butt. Widen your knees out to the side with the strength of your body. Bring your hands to heart center. If you can, bring your elbows to the inside of your knees. So this is basically just a yogi squat chair hybrid. Now, try to push your elbows into your knees and your knees into your elbows. If you can't do the elbows, you can do the hands. It's the other option. Essentially, I'm just having you hold at about 90 degrees in a very low squat. But this press, as you press, you should notice the tilt of your pelvis starts to lessen, right? That bend in the low back starts to lessen. That's kind of what we're going for. So push, push, push. 3, for 2, 1, stay here, and now try to push your knees away from your elbows or your hands. So don't move your hands or elbows, but the knees should be away and not touching. Yes, I know this is a lot. 2, and 1, breath in. Come to standing, reach the hands high, hands out to the side, shake the hips, shake the thighs, feet together. Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. Another breath in and out. Okay, we're going to move through a fairly Should be fairly familiar to you if you've been in my classes. Familiar movement to warm up for what will eventually be our peak pose. Today it's like a peak vibe. So I hope you like it. Shift your weight over into your right leg. You've been here before. Left knee up into the chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, point. Inhale in. Exhale, point. Inhale in. See how I'm not making you hold this time? Exhale, point. Inhale in. Now, tick-tock your chest forward. Lean your chest, lean your chest, lean your chest, and move. Oops, I almost fell over. Move to warrior three. So your expression of warrior three, we will be here for 7 or so breaths. So this means you really have time to get into it. And with that same thing means you have something to choose what you want to do with your hands. So maybe your hands reach above your head. I want your hips closed, which means you might need to pull your right hip back in space to find this position, and then envision up dog in the chest. Remember when we're on the ground with the chest lifted? Maybe you reach the hands back to mirror what we were doing on the ground and have up dog in the chest. You keep doing it. I'm getting a drink of water. Don't give up just because I did. 3, 2. 2 and 2 and 2. Almost there. 1. Okay, you're going to come out the same way you came in. So if your hands are back, bring them forward. Draw the knee back up into the chest. Come to standing. Exhale. Release. Perfect. Breath in. See how I say it's perfect? I don't know if it is, but I bet it is. Breath out. Okay. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Mentally prepare. You know where we're going now. So inhale, right knee into the chest. Exhale, reach. Inhale, knee in. Exhale, reach and point. Inhale, knee in. Exhale, reach and point. Last time. Inhale, knee in. Tick-tock forward. And we're moving to warrior three. Like I said, 7 breaths, which means you really have time to feel, first of all, that left hip pulling back, even the hips out, then lift the foot higher, then up dog in the chest, right? How high up can you get your chest? Eventually, maybe reaching the hands up and back like we did on the ground. Maybe it's almost a back bend. Do as I say, not as I do. You're almost there. 4, let's say 3. If you came out, come back in, don't give up. For 2. All right, 1, reach, lift, and then inhale, draw the knee back up into the chest. Exhale, feet together, Tadasana. Close your eyes, breath in. And a breath out. Another breath in. And out. Okay, a quick another little flow while we talk through a movement. So come to standing at the top of your mat, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Notice when we move this way, for example, we're moving in one plane of energy. It's this way, right? Cycling, walking, all of these things. This is this plane of energy. Now, shift your weight into your right leg. Lift your left foot up. Step it back, 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 back. Come to your warrior two. Now, look at our hips. New plane of energy, right? Hips out to the side. So as you roll the thighs out, this is the last time we're doing warrior two. So on this side, we have to do the other side too. So roll your thighs out. Now pull the legs together. Reach the hands out this time. Gaze at your front hand. So in this, can you push the right knee out at the same time and notice how our hips are doing a different action? We're in a different plane of energy. We don't move through this when we cycle, when we walk. This is something new, right? I am going to, in this next movement, I'm going to keep talking so you forget you're doing warrior two. If you're creeping up, sink back down. Pull the feet together. I am going to have us move through both planes of energy, and I want you to feel the difference. Breath in. Exhale, breath out. Maybe you shorten the stance and then come to standing, top of the mat. Tadasana. We must do the other side. Inhale. exhale. Okay, right knee comes up into the chest. Then you take a big step back, find your warrior two on the opposite side. Roll the thighs out with the hands because I really want to focus on this external rotation. A lot of times you might see someone's knee falling in like this. So knee pushes out, thighs roll out, straighten through the back leg, reach the arms long, gaze forward. If I were to come around right now and touch your biceps or touch your arms, would your arm go whoop? If it would, I want you to straighten more, strong. Engage the triceps, sink the knee down, pull the feet together. Pull, 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 pull. However hard you want to work today, you can pick. The more you pull, the harder you're working. I am sweating. If you're not sweating yet, then you better be pulling because this is the Sunday Sweat Club, guys. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shimmy the back foot in, then turn to step, top of the mat. Tadasana, feet together, hands wide. Breath in and out. Bring your awareness to your feet. Lift all 10 toes up and down. Lift your heels up, place them down. Come back to center, equilibrium. Ground yourself, envision your roots. The next sequence we're doing is our peak pose / sequence. And you'll need your roots. Inhale. Exhale. All right, blink your eyes open. I'm going to demo this for you, and I want you to remember that yoga is just us making weird stuff up, and that's what I did today. I taught this earlier this week, this certain pose, and I actually really like it because I think it's super educational about how our hips move, right? So you can have water, take a moment. Let me show you what we're going to do. I'm actually going to show this way because the table with the black pants and all that. Okay, so you will draw one knee into your chest, right? That is here. We're in our one plane of energy, our one plane of motion. Then you'll come forward to warrior 3. You've been here before. Now here's where it gets weird. I'm going to ask you, once you're in warrior 3, right? I was telling you to close the hips before where you pull the hip back in space. I'm going to ask you to open the hips to the side and you'll come to a half moon. Now, notice how I fell. You might want to block a pillow or you can work on the balance here and hang out in this area. Then I'll ask you to close the hip and come back to center and standing. This requires so much concentration. You'll see I just fell over, right? The challenge is when you move from this plane to the other plane, it really tends to challenge you because your drishti, your point of focus changes. So let's try it together. Remember, you're going to fall. We're going to try this like 3 times on each side. So once you fall, give it a shot again and try it again. If you find it's very easy for you, I want you to hold for 7 breaths in the half moon and then come back out of it. So warrior 3 will only be a transitionary pose. So switch your weight into your right leg. Inhale the left leg up. Take a breath in. Hands squeeze at the center, right? This is our support to start. Inhale once more. Exhale, tick-tock, warrior 3. Okay, closed hips to start. Then start to open your hip to the side. Your gaze will go out to the side wall. Shift your chest so it's almost like you could put your chest on the wall. Then if you can, you'll reach your arms long and play in your in your half moon. Now remember, maybe you fell. Fall again. Fall again. Try it again. Try it again. You've got 2 more tries if you're coming out. If you are in your half moon, you're still holding and breathing. I think I said 7 breaths, and it doesn't count if you hyperventilate. If you fell out, give it one more try on this side. Those of us in half moon, okay, we can start closing the hips, move through center, close first, then bend. Come to standing, knee in the chest, exhale, release. Shake it out. I have no idea how you feel about this, but hopefully you're remembering that we're just doing weird stuff. So we're going to try the other side. Something to remember is one side is always different than the other side. So maybe this side you're going to find this is easier. Maybe you'll find it's more challenging. Whatever it is, who cares? It's great. So let's switch Opposite side. I believe that means we had, yes, left leg on the ground, right knee comes up. Take a breath in, fist to prepare. Here we go. Squeeze in. Exhale, tick-tock forward. Come to your warrior three. So hips are closed to start. There's a very good chance that you might be here and you're just working with this. That's fine. All I care about is the movement of the hip. So start to try to open the hip to the side. Whether you're up high, whether you're down low, I don't mind, right? Then reach the hands long. For those of you who are working in a lower plane of energy, I'm going to demo once more. You'll be here, and then here. And then if you fall, great, come back. Here, open the hips here. If you are holding your half moon, imagine slight up dog in the chest, lift of the foot, point. Pointing is way harder for me. That's part of the reason I keep falling, because I kind of go back over. But try and point today, then strong through the standing leg. If you fell out, give it one more try. One more try. One more try. And then those in half moon can close the hip, come through center. My leg gave out there. And then back to Tadasana. Take your time if you're still playing. We're going to rest in Tadasana. All right, if you were still messing around, come meet us here. Big toes touch, sliver space between the heels, and close your eyes. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your low belly. Feel the rhythm of your heart, your personal, unique rhythm of breath. Breath in. Hands by your sides, Tadasana, breath out. Okay, take the feet wide, heels in, toes out. This time, couple options. Option one, just come to a seat. If you can get your butt down really far to a yogi squat, you can move with me. Otherwise, just sit down. Those of you who are down with your butt all the way down here, reach your hands forward, butt back, hands forward, butt back, until eventually bloop, you bloop, and then we all meet in Navasana, toes pointed again today, roll the shoulders back. Breath in and out. Okay, inhale. Exhale, feet come down. Take your left foot in, your right leg long. Be this way. I just wanted you to be able to see. There you go. And then turn your torso over that leg. So align your belly button with your right thigh. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Try to move from your heart, and exhale, fold. So imagine your heart folding first. And then when you feel like you have to start rounding, you can round down into this fold. Shut your eyes. Let your head hang down heavy. Maybe you can bring that forehead down to your shin. Inhale, feel your spine lengthen. Exhale, pull your belly button in and see if you can fold a little deeper. Then, once you're in the deepest expression of the pose, try to pull your right hip back in space. Notice how that changes the pose slightly and allows you, maybe, hopefully, to fold even more. Push your right heel down to the ground, your left knee down to the ground with the strength of your body. Imagine roots growing from that right foot, the left knee, and then out of your sacrum all the way into the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Now we slow down the breath from that pattern. Inhale up very slowly. And we'll move to the other side, but with mindfulness. So hands will come back. Take your lean, right? Then lift your right leg up. Bring the right foot in to meet the left. Switch it out. Left leg long. Maybe you got to shimmy a little bit and replace it. You might have to move your butt a little. Now come back up. Turn your torso so your belly button's over that left thigh. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, heart comes forward. Fold. Now we're here a while, right? So no need to force. Take time with that wave of breath to allow your spine to curve, to allow your head to become heavy. And then pull your left hip back in space. Try to imagine that right knee is connecting down to the ground. And it's okay if your knee is 9 million feet above the ground. We're still going to imagine that it's connecting. Then push the left heel into the ground. And with your eyes closed, imagine those roots growing from these three places and pulling, securing you down. I would like you to cue yourself through 3 rounds of your own breath of inhale, lengthen. Say that in your mind. Exhale, fold. So take 3 more from there. After your 3 rounds, push firm into that left foot once more. Lift yourself up. Take a moment, the top, readjusting to the space. Then lean your hands back. Lift your right foot up. Lengthen that leg. And then maybe you've got to shimmy like me a little bit until you come all the way down onto your back and make your way into your final resting posture, Shavasana. If there's anything else that you would like to do to end class today, by all means, go for it. If you'd like to move through a happy baby. Otherwise, find your Shavasana and take a little time today, rather than just flopping on the floor, right? Take some time to be like, okay, I'm going to place my legs here, my hands here. Lift your upper back up and slide your shoulder blade down your back, shoulder blades, plural, down your back. So you feel a little more space in the back of the neck. Tuck the chin. And then allow the toes to fall out. And if you have to, you can kind of wiggle the legs to make sure there's no more engagement holding on in the legs. Wiggle the hips to make sure that you're not holding on anywhere in the hips. Take a breath in and out. If you're still moving, doing other poses, you have about 1 more minute to meet us in Shavasana. For the rest of us who are already there, now is the time where I ask you to bring your hands to your jaw. You might be like, what? So if you touch your jaw, walk your fingers up to the area where essentially the top and bottom of your jaw meet, and you should find a muscle. I believe it's the masseter muscle. Masseter? I hope so. It might be hard to feel, or if you're me, it might be like the strongest muscle in your body. I'd like you to give yourself a massage in the jaw here. Make little circles, and if you can't seem to find what I'm talking about, find points on your face or in your neck that feel like they could just use a little extra love. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, right? The only thing I care about is that you feel it, that you feel some sense of release and or relief. And then release your hands down by your sides. We should all meet now in our full expression of Shavasana. Maybe open your mouth and wiggle your jaw slightly before closing it. Allow your breath to return to just that gentle breathing pattern we have when we're at rest. And then before drifting off, take one more opportunity to envision your roots. And this time, they're growing from all over your body. Small roots, little roots. Roots that are able to hold you and sustain you during a storm, when life gets hectic or chaotic. Makes us feel like we are off balance, or even like we are vulnerable. We can envision that just like a mighty oak, we have our own roots. We have our connection to Mother Earth, to the beautiful planet that sustains life. And know when you feel like the wind is blowing a little too hard, you can always grow your roots. you would like to stay here in Shavasana, I encourage you to stay as long as you like. Otherwise, I will guide you out of the practice, beginning with just a deep breath in and a breath out. You can start to invite life into your fingers, your toes. Maybe move your head and jaw side to side. And then allow your movements to grow larger and eventually roll over onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow in fetal pose. Our posture of rebirth and renewal. In fetal pose today, I would like you to acknowledge all the new little roots that you grew, both in your body by creating new strength, new ability to balance, but also in your mind, feeling more connected to the way your body moves and hopefully also to the world. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat, facing the general sound of my voice. Bring your hands to heart center, either palms together or two hands over the heart, whichever feels more authentic. Maybe put a smile on your face. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Like you mean it. Breath in. Exhale. Last time. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale, release. Maybe two hands to your third eye, center of your forehead. Thank you all for joining me this morning / afternoon. Happy Sunday. Namaste. Thank you all, and we'll see you next week at the Sunday Sweat Club.